Are you ready for the Zaleski Sports Show? I said, are you ready for the Zaleski Sports Show? Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski. We have got a jam-packed show for you today, including our Packers-Cowboys preview. That's coming up soon. In the meantime, we'll talk about high school football, volleyball, soccer. We'll talk some college football, and we'll finish up the baseball season too. So with that being said, off we go. We are here with our special Packers expert, Adam Severt. Adam, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Appreciate the time. Appreciate you coming back. Adam's been a featured guest of the show before, and we're happy to have him back. So we'll off we go. Let's get started. So high school football, we are coming up on the end of the regular season. Just 2 games left for most teams. Pretty exciting stuff, and playoffs are on the horizon. So let's just go right down the road here. Last week, we'll start here in Marshfield. The Tigers beat up on Oshkosh North 54-0. Up next, road game at DC Everest. That takes place October 6th at 7 p.m. Adam, you and I were talking just a moment ago. Tigers need to win one of their next 2 games to qualify for the playoffs. We think that'll happen.
Yeah, I think last week at over in Oshkosh was a statement game for that defense and confidence for that team to really come into these next 2 games. Homecoming being the last one, usually everybody's amped up for that. I think they got a good chance. Yeah,
and then speaking of playoff teams, Spencer Columbus is in the playoffs, and we saw that coming probably even before the season started, and they have lived up to their hype. They beat Eau Claire Regis, went over to Eau Claire, beat them 23-8. Up next, they're at home against Altoona on October 6th. That game is also at 7 p.m. Last week, the Stratford Tigers went down to Auburndale, Battle of County Road M, and took care of the Apaches 40-7. So we've got some highlights. Let's take a look. Marathon up next, then Edgar. How do you keep focus on Marathon?
Well, it's our homecoming 2.0. We were supposed to have Peshtigo, and they bailed on us, and now it's homecoming with Marathon, and it's our seniors' last home game. You know, we don't know what's going to happen in playoffs. We don't know what the seeding's going to be. You know, so our guys will be ready for them. They have very good quarterback, very good receivers. You know, with Stoffel going to college, Division I football. So we'll be ready though. Our guys they're up for challenge. You know, we played the Stanley Boyds, we played the Anna Golds. We feel that we've been in, you know, those type of non-conference games.
All right, Rachel, Stratford's hot. They're scoring points. They're on the march, and Marathon up next. All right, Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House Player of the Game, Cade Erickey tonight. Cade, congratulations on the big win. Always good to get a road win.
Yeah, it's always nice to come in here. We knew we were going to play physical, and we did exactly what we needed to do. Our coaches put us in the right spot, and we just had to execute. Came out a little slow, but we did pick it up, and we did what we needed to do to win.
Sure, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just tell me about that performance.
I mean, the line blocked great. The other backs did an amazing job, especially Jordan Becker. He's been knocking guys over for me all night, and it's been fun. It's been really fun running through big holes.
Marathon up next, and then, of course, Edgar after that. Certainly game of the year. How do you keep your thoughts on Marathon and not look towards Edgar?
Oh, we know they're just as good. We know they're playing tonight, and we're going to study on them and focus on them. We got to get that win first if we want that conference title, so we're just going to go right at them, and whatever happens, then we have Edgar after that.
There we go, Rachel. These guys have conference title on their mind, and, well, they should. Winners now of 6 straight, and looking pretty good. So thanks to Cade Erickey, Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House Player of the Game. All right, that was the Stratford Tigers. Adam, they certainly took it to the Auburndale Apaches. Cade Erickey, big reason for that, and I think that'll be something as we watch now as they take on Marathon this Friday and then Edgar after that.
That's a very good, strong schedule next 2 games, but that city is always moving with that football team, and it's got great backing and just great support all the way around. Those players got a lot to play for, and I hope they can bring it back home again. Yeah, well, they're in the groove right now, and we'll see if they keep that going. Again, up next, Marathon, Friday, October 6th, 7 p.m. The Zaleski Sports Show Game of the Week this week is Stevens Point at Wisconsin Rapids. Rapids has won 3 straight, including a win over Marshfield 2 weeks ago. Stevens Point has won their last 3 games. Those are the 3 games since Marshfield beat them. So 2 big schools going at it there. Probably a pretty good game. That probably might be a low-scoring game with the 2 defenses. I don't know. It's always good when those 2 teams clash.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. So we will see you on the sidelines there. Moving on to high school volleyball. Volleyball action is heating up all over the state. They've just got a handful of games left before their tournament starts. So teams are jockeying for a playoff position. and or trying to get into the playoffs. So we're having a lot of fun following volleyball right now. Here's what we found out last week when Marshfield hosted Wausau West. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, sponsored by Team Decker, Century 21, Gold Key Realty, and Marshfield. With over 20 years of realty experience, the Zaleski Sports Show was at Bozen Fieldhouse tonight in Marshfield, Wisconsin, watching the Marshfield Tigers take on the Wausau West Warriors. The Warriors defeated the Tigers 3-2 by winning the second game 25-22, the fourth game 27-25, and the fifth game 15-10. The Warriors played aggressively all night long. Let's send it down to Jason for post-game thoughts with Warriors head coach Kathy Newton.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We are with Wausau West Warrior head coach Kathy Newton. Kathy, your Warriors victorious tonight, winning games 2, 4, and 5, finished with a flurry. Just talk about the match altogether.
I thought it was a back and forth match pretty much all night. There were times when they were really on a roll, and then times when we would go back on a roll. I thought both teams probably played their hearts out, left a lot on the floor.
Definitely a game of runs in each of those games. Is that just volleyball, or is that something you thought would happen tonight?
I think it's volleyball a little bit, but it's also a little bit in rotations, and I think we both are pretty solid, but we definitely have some rotations that are better than others, and that seemed to be where the runs were.
Sure. Tess Howard tonight, 11 kills, 15 blocks. Talk about her presence up at the net.
I think she's really just come on in the last, this year especially. She's just kind of got that fire in her eye that she carries, and she's not afraid to be aggressive, make a mistake, and swing hard again the next time for a kill.
We're about 2/3 way through the season, Coach. What should we expect here to finish up volleyball in 2017?
I think for us, we're just hoping to climb. We're hoping to stay ahead of the teams that are behind us and climb one step at a time on the teams that are in front of us.
Okay, Rachel, that's it with the coach. We'll have our Highlight House Player of the Game next. All right, Rachel, we are with Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House Player of the Game, Tess Howard. Tess, you and the girls came to Marshfield and did what you had to do, won 3 out of 5. Did you expect it to be that exciting?
Definitely not. We came in here trying to target a setter and definitely just trying to win. We knew what we were capable of, and I think throughout the games we really showed that we were tight on coverage and really played as a team today.
For you specifically, 11 kills, 15 blocks. Personal goals, are you achieving what you want to do this year?
My personal goal every game is definitely get that block and get my blocks tight and push over because our team needs that. So that'll help out the back row a lot. So.
Hannah Meverton from Marshfield, she's a handful. How did you prepare for her coming in?
Have block up. We know that she's a hard swinger, and our back row has to be ready in case we're not there. So definitely rely on them, and they rely on us. So it's definitely a teamwork.
Okay, Rachel, back to you.
That was our sports expert, Jason Zaleski. Thank you to our sponsor, Team Decker, Century 21, Gold Key Realty in Marshfield. With over 20 years of realty experience, this is the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House.
I'm in the house!
All right, well, that was our highlight there. Wausau West Warriors took care of business when they traveled to Marshfield. Adam, first look at volleyball this year for you, possibly. What did you think?
Well, Marshfield always has a good team. It seems like they're in the hunt for the playoffs. And when I was in high school, I got to go visit them when they played in Green Bay, and it's a wonderful atmosphere. I hope that the girls can get back there again and just be able to get that taste. Yeah, in just a few weeks, the volleyball tournament will return to the Resch Center in Green Bay, and the Zaleski Sports Show will be there. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Let's see, we will be at Columbus at Loyal for volleyball action, and that is on Thursday, October the 5th. Match starts at 7:15. Columbus girls having a really good season this year, so we look forward to that. Speaking of Columbus, the Zaleski Sports Show will also travel to Wausau on that same day, October 5th, to watch the boys, or to watch the Columbus soccer, boys and girls, play for that team. We will watch them take on Wausau Newman. Ball hits the ground at 4:30 up in Wausau, so if you are going to the game, make sure to go early. They did change that time from 5 to 4:30, trying to get the best of the sunlight as we head into this fall season now. This year, Adam, Dons have outscored their opponents by a margin of 73 to 15. So they're just having a tremendous year in soccer this year. So they've won 6 in a row. They go up against McDonald Central at Greasy Park on October 3rd. That's on Wednesday. And we'll have a final score update at the end of this show for that, so stay tuned. All right, moving over to college football. We are having just a really good time following all the WEAC teams this year. On Saturday last week, we went up to Eau Claire. They had their homecoming
and they hosted UW River Falls. The Falcons came to town to take on the Blue Golds, and this highlight is now.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, sponsored by Ho Chunk Gaming in Nakusa. Ho Chunk Gaming, located just south of Nakusa on Highway G. Ho Chunk Gaming, experience the difference. Let's send it down to Jason for today's game recap.
All right, thanks, Rachel. Yes, we are here with Falcons head coach Matt Walker. Matt, big win today on the road against Eau Claire, 16-7 at half, and then the defense pitched a shutout in the second half, including a Kyle Nargis interception, 30-7. That meet your expectations today?
Well, I think that anytime you get a win in this league, you've met expectations. I know there's certain games you say, I'd like to do this better, that better, but this league, it doesn't matter who you play. Every week is such a test. You get a 1-point win or a 30-point win, they all feel the same because they're so hard to get in this league. I think today I'm the proudest of. It was a complete win. All three phases, offense, defense, and kick game. When one was down, the other picked each other up, and I think it was a complete game, which is sometimes hard to get, but in all phases, especially second half. I really liked their physicality second half and kind of went to work in the inside and grinded them up a little bit, ran the clock we needed to and still scored, and super proud of these guys.
Coach Michael Diggins, 28 carries, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did the job today.
You know, he's the fourth week in a row over 100 yards. We're going to have to dig pretty deep into the files to see the last time that's happened. Got to be leading the league in rushing. He was going into the game. He has this unique ability that people just bounce off him. He's maybe the best leader I've ever coached in my career. He is such a special player. He's worked so hard to get to this point, and couldn't be prouder of him and the offensive line that are working for him. They are grinding up for him, doing a great job.
Hearns today efficient, 15-19, 214 yards and a touchdown.
I thought he played tremendous. Trey is a big key for us to go. I think people know, they're going to know about Michael. They're going to know our physical up front play. If we get Trey hot like we did today and he just plays efficient, he did everything we asked him to do. Just a great day for him. He was awesome today.
All right, Rachel, again, as we wrap up, Falcons win 30-7. Up next against Platteville. We'll have our Highlight House Player of the Game coming up right now. All right, we are here with Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House Player of the Game, Michael Diggins. Mike today, 28 carries, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. What were you seeing out there?
The O-line, they played awesome. They worked so hard this week. Our coaches had a great game plan for the week. We had a great feel all week. There was a 2-week preparation with our bye week last week, and the O-linemen came to play, all 5 of them. They've battled through injuries this year, and they came to play and open up a lot of holes today.
Today, Trey Hearns, 214 yards. Talk about his performance and how that makes your job maybe a little easier sometimes.
It's huge. Trey's such a great player. He can do so many different things. He can run, he can throw. And when we get our receivers healthy like we had today, we had some guys back finally, we can open it up and do a lot of different things. And that's when we create that balance, and we were successful and get 30 points on the board.
Platteville up next. You ready for that?
Yeah, every week we're going to have a battle in the WIAC. We know that every week you're going to be coming into a war. And we're excited. We're excited for homecoming. So,
all right, good. Rachel, back to you.
That was our sports expert, Jason Zaleski. Thank you to our sponsor, Ho Chunk Gaming in Nakusa. Ho Chunk Gaming, located just south of Nakusa on Highway G. Ho Chunk Gaming, experience the difference. This is the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House.
I'm in the house.
The Zaleski Sports Show is having a lot of fun at all the WIAC football games this year. Thanks again to all the schools for hosting us. Stevens Point, Eau Claire, La Crosse, Whitewater. Everybody, we're coming, and we're having a good time while we're watching. We look forward to a good season. To find out where we'll be next, go to our website, ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Click on the WIAC tab, and you'll see the whole schedule. And we look forward to this week's game down at La Crosse. We'll go watch the Eagles and see how they are this year. So, all right, well, moving right from college football to NFL football, it's what we've been waiting for almost all year. The NFL season's here. We're now 4 weeks into it. Before we talk about Cowboys-Packers, we'll just kind of flash up the standings here real quick, make sure above our basketball. So there's our standings. A couple surprises here, Adam. Buffalo Bills, AFC East leading Buffalo Bills.
They've been rebuilding for a while. They got that defense going. I saw a highlight with Micah Hyde, ex-Packer, take interception back for a few yards, but still great defense on that team, and I think they're going to be around for a while.
One other story in the AFC this year, Adam, the Kansas City Chiefs, the only undefeated team.
That team is strong with Andy Reid. I mean, that guy can go anywhere and coach, and he has turned Alex Smith around. He's turned that defense around. He's got the weapons on offense. They lose Jamar Charles, and they don't blink an eye.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy, isn't
great.
it? Yeah. Kareem Hunt certainly filling in very well in the running back spot down there. All right, as we take a look at the NFC, Eagles, Lions, Panthers, Rams, all holding first place. There's some tiebreakers in there. Only week 4, so we've got some things to sort out in the NFC. Not a clear-cut favorite like there is in the AFC with the Chiefs.
Yeah, that NFC East there's a new winner every season, it seems like. It's just, I don't think anybody has gone back-to-back winning that division in some time.
Not that I can remember, and I think this year, as I kind of was in my sorrows after the Cowboys got beat by the Rams, and we'll get into injuries here in just a second, but I found it fascinating. The Cowboys decided to dress 4 linebackers against the Rams, who are a running team. Now, they've had injuries. That led to some of that linebacker depletion, but you got to put more than 4 linebackers out in the starting lineup. So anyway, I think in the NFC East, 8 wins, maybe 9, gets the job done for the division title this year. In the North, what we're here to talk about with the Packers, I still think the Packers probably end up with around 11 wins. That's just my feeling on it, and that should sew up the NFC North this year.
We can only hope.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get it on. It is Cowboys, Packers, and the reason we're so excited about this, aside from fans and all those kind of things, over the years, Adam, the Packers-Cowboys has just been a really exciting series to watch.
It has been, and it's like back when Favre played. The Packers always had to go down to Dallas to play them. Favre was not good in the dome, and we'd choke or whatever would happen, and Dallas would come out victorious and go to the Super Bowl. And now with Aaron Rodgers, he's outstanding in the dome, and you don't know what's going to happen. It's like last year in the playoff game. That pass to Jared Cook to get that first down,
amazing.
To get Mason Crosby to kick a game-winning field goal you'll never forget about it. Being a Packer fan, being a Cowboy fan, and you don't know what's going to happen on that field on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, in the playoff game last year, you mentioned it. I was planning for overtime. I'm like, they're just under a minute left, no timeouts, but that pass was something else, and Cook hauled it in. So all-time series, Packers do lead 14-13, but real tight, like we said. Postseason series is tied 4-4. So when these two teams get together, really anything can and has happened. As we take a look here, it may be more recent history, as I kind of flip through my pages here. Really, Packers in the last decade have had the better of the Cowboys. As I count them up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 5-1 against the Cowboys, postseason and regular season in the last decade. That includes the playoff Packers win that you talked about just a minute ago. It also includes last year in the regular season, Cowboys beat the Packers at Lambeau.
Yes.
And then the Packers won 5 in a row coming up to then through 2010, 13, and then twice, and in 2015. Again, and the Packers won a playoff game against the Cowboys as well during that stretch. So it's been a lot of fun to watch, and so here we are. So we've got Packers 3-1. Coming off a 10-day layover. They had the Thursday game against the Bears, who they took care of rather handily. During that game, though, a couple injuries, and I think the one maybe Devontae Adams, who we're probably most unsure about.
Yeah, that was a key injury during that game. At that point of the game, I don't know if he should have been in the game, being with that score of a lead. And he is at home as of last Friday, and he's recovering well. The team has not practiced here in the last couple of days, so there's no really big injury report on that. So he is listed game to game, and he's in the concussion protocol. So hopefully everything, being young, might be able to bounce back pretty good.
Yeah, should be. And then just an update, if folks haven't heard, Danny Trevathan, who put that stupid football play hit, has been suspended 2 games. Right. I figured 1, so he got twice that, and so I think the NFL got that suspension right.
I thought he was going to get 1 game and a hefty fine, but I think they got it right because he is noted for his hits, just like the gentleman from Cincinnati, the linebacker.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They tend to be a little bit stronger on those guys that are repeat offenders.
Yeah, okay. And then just other Packer news, just something I had caught wind of. Demarius Randall, who's a friend of the show, been on Zaleski Sports Show a couple times, got a little upset with his benching, I heard, on Thursday and took off, left the stadium. He should be back, though, on Sunday.
He put in street clothes and left the stadium in heat of the moment, heat of the battle.
Yeah.
You want to be in there and give it your best, and sometimes you could make the wrong decision. But I hope they keep it internally and just keep the media out of it, and he's back on the field. Yeah.
Come on, Demarius, get back on the field. We like you here. All right. For Cowboys injury news, the biggest injury right now is middle linebacker Sean Lee. Sean, one of the best linebackers in the NFL, physically and mentally. I mean, he runs that defense, and you could certainly tell he was not out there last week against the Rams, as Gurley was able to go up and down the field pretty easily against the Cowboy defense. He is probably going to play. That's the type of guy, though, if he's out, even though the Packers are depleted at running back, we'll have an easier go at it if a guy like that is out.
You can tell when Lee is injured and not on the field because that defense just seems lost. And when he's out there, they just click.
Yeah, so Jones at running back probably on Sunday?
Yeah, I believe
everybody else
Jones
is out.
Yeah, I think with Ty Montgomery, he's listed day-to-day. He does have a few broken ribs. They did say that he didn't, but there are a few broken ones. They don't want to get any more injuries or he punctures anything. So I think he should just rest and take a couple weeks off. And then with Williams, he banged up that knee sliding on that wet turf on Thursday night.
Sure. Okay. Well, the way I see the game, Adam, I see it as a toss-up. The only benefit to the Cowboys, it's at home. Packers play well on the road. And then just too many other injuries on both sides for me to make a real significant call today.
It might be whoever has last possession again.
There you go. We wouldn't want it any other way. That's what makes it most exciting. So Packers-Cowboys, that's 3:25 this coming Sunday. And then, of course, all the other games, we'll be watching those too. So, all right. Well, as we wrap up things here, guys, thanks for watching the Zaleski Sports Show. We've had a lot of fun. Thanks again to our Packers expert, Adam Severt, for being here. We appreciate his time. Guys, you can catch us on social media at a couple places. Facebook, Zaleski Sports Show, and Twitter at Zaleski Sports. I mentioned our website, ZaleskiSportsShow.com. You can get all of our videos, articles, everything you'd want to know about local sports, college, and professional. We will see you next time. Go Sports!
Was Oak Clark better this year?
No.
No.